Preslav bows to me. Of course it does. Onwards, Armani. Onwards. We must find the next place. And here is the ironworking bonus. We haven't got apprenticeship bonus yet, but we'll get that soon. There's a lake here just by Japan. I'm actually going to move the city down and settle it on this tile just to stop Japan from getting around to this land between me and Portugal. We need to be a little bit possessive about what we've got. I think I'm not going to need an escort for this one, but we'll keep an eye out. Candy has man-at-arms and is wrecking any English troops that are trying to make the crossing over. It's hilarious. Next up, commercial hub. Let's get this rocking. My lands are quiet and peaceful and weak. How dare you? My lands are of no such thing. They're strong and mighty and wonderful. Religion spread. City-states around me are being converted, but I'm not, and that's the most important thing. Wow, people really don't have much gold. But I do have enough gold now to buy a temple, which I'm going to do in the city that's trying to get to 10 population. And here's the apostle. If we can kill these missionaries, that would be quite fun. Don't like them just wandering around. Japan's my friend, but they're being suspicious. Oh, Granada, not a first meet, but as many military city-states as we can for our settler production would be lovely. England now has swordsmen. Be very careful, but I'm still attacking with 45 strength. And mathematics is finished. Let's now get the diplomatic quarter in my capital. Now the trade routes to my capital are going to be even better. Or chaplain apostle, just in case England do throw a load of stuff at me. I'll keep you just for now. We're going to try and kill this missionary, and then I'll convert it if it's not being particularly helpful. But that's cool. WOLIN. All of the city-states. I think one of them has actually been taken out already. Yeah, there was one over here that was raised. I think it was Valletta. So we're down one, but that's not a problem. Let's try and get more mines up. I think I can probably get the apprenticeship boost before it finishes. And Gazagamu bows to me. Defensive tactics is there too. I just hold on this city-state for a little bit. Or go to Granada. No, we'll just keep moving to Granada. There's always another city-state. We need to discover as much of the map as possible, just in case other city-states do appear later. Let's now go for Liang, which is an unusual choice, I know, because Pingala is normally pretty good, but I would love to be able to produce builders with an extra charge. It's often something I forget to do that ends up being quite handy. Holy site. Finished. Let's get that shrine built. England is relentless, and I do find it quite amusing. Like, they're just not letting go of the idea that they could take my capital. It's quite cute. A bit annoying, but it is quite cute. I don't know where all these missionaries are going, but it's just they're taking a path through my land that is highly unusual. Oh, bit of desert floodplain. This is my pantheon. Oh, it's right behind my nation as well. Germany's met me. Honored to meet you. You're one of the southern hemisphere people. A crossbow. Okay, England are slowly ramping up the level of attack. It's like a tower defense where troops just hit one at a time. It's like, why? Why would you do that? Please stop it. Do we go monumentality here? Or do we go 3 inquiry for the extra tech boosting? I'm tempted to go for the extra tech boosting, you know, because I'm building settlers so well. I could use my faith to get the builders, but there are a lot of missionaries running around. Maybe we go Exodus? What did England go for, by the way? A normal age. A lot of me wants to just take England out. They're being incredibly infuriating. I'm about to start getting 6 charge builders. Let's go monumentality. I think it is the better play. We'll use our gold to get things like temples for even more faith and food. And here is city number 5. Actually, Shishchan, do you mind just making another mine for me? The apprenticeship is right around the corner. I just need to focus on getting to the crossbow and the crouching tiger. Once we have that, the defenses of my capital are going to just be able to smash everything to bits. Let's evangelize as well. 4 cities, pilgrimage. It's the one resource I don't have a lot of. More faith, please. Thank you. If a crossbow does 39 damage to my warrior, hey, it tanks it well. And voting. Let's go for ranged. I know that we're being attacked with ranged units, but I'm defending with them as well. And trade routes to me, please. Thank you. Yes. Oh, melee won it. Okay, well, at least my warrior might be able to resist this a little better now. The walls are built. Granada is mine and engineering is boosted. What more do you need in life? Nothing. Poppy Dude 32 is going to just work on all of these farms to get the feudalism boost as quickly as possible. You see, look, we're jumping between useful stuff here. Here's a temple. More faith, please. Monumentality will be even better. You can see Liang is now in. As soon as feudalism is here, we're going to start praying those builders in and they're going to be lovely. Apprenticeship. Now I can build industrial zones. I can't upgrade my warrior though, which is a shame. But we will get ironworking next turn, and then we can. Then, actually, that'll be a really strong unit, just stopping England from getting any closer to my lands. Internal trade routes, 6 food, for production. Get as many of these going as we can just to really push my initial cities up. Candy's being killed. Wow, that's impressive. I assume that's England doing that, but I've no real idea how they've managed to pull that one off. Now, do I settle towards England? I think it's going to be harder to hold my cities. I might just keep settling behind me for a while. Yeah, let's wimp out and settle behind. It's fine. So many military city-states with 2 envoys in them. More production to settlers. And okay, here we go. The man-at-arms have started arriving from England. I feared this would happen at some stage. It has now happened, but don't worry, we'll find a way. Feudalism boosted. Come on, finish it off. 6 charge builders, please. That's what I like the sound of. Oh, you're gonna kill the missionary? Oh, why didn't you kill the missionary? That would have been fun. There's feudalism. Don't need limes anymore. No. Let's put scripture and serfdom in. You can see these attacks aren't doing a huge amount at the moment, but they will build into something much stronger, especially now this archer is attacking with 52 strength. Oh yeah. The consulate, more envoys, and it reduces spies in my cities. Oh yeah. Big old map. Spies are always going to be a problem on this sort of size of map, but we will find a way. Right now, we're getting 6 charge builders in, and these are just going to go to all the corners of my map. My aim in this game is to basically make the coolest cities possible. I want to make sure they are economically developed within an inch of their lives. It's going to be great. Now, are you going to attack the city, or are you just going to run away? You're going to run away. That's probably fair. Have a water mill, Poppy dude, because that gives me construction, and then we can start getting big boosts to future techs. We're trying to work everything boosted to make sure we don't fall behind. We're on 16 techs. I'm about 9 behind the tech leader, but Australia had all that tech from a very early stage. So I don't think we're actually that far behind. Here we go. If I can afford a crossbow upgrade, which I should be able to do if I sell a bit of stuff, our cities are now going to have a huge increase in strength. Like so, man-at-arms down. Teddy's Ursa is the next city to benefit from one of these giga trade routes. Delicious. We've almost got a second city now to 10 population as well. Maybe I should just rush it a touch. Maybe. We'll see. Might not be needed. And we can just cut it out, actually, thinking about it. And bam, 10 population. Up now to 50 science. We are not quite at the 100 by 100 we were hoping for, but considering the early war and the fact that we really are starting to expand sideways now, I think this is beginning to come along nicely. Byzantium's just joined in with this war against England now. Come on, England. You're at war with half the people you've met. You must want to go to peace now. Nope, they still don't. If I do some damage against her cities, she will peace out. But to be honest with you, this isn't really doing much damage to me at all. I'm kind of enjoying this war. Just leveling up my crossbows. We're already at level 3 on this one. Quite powerful. I'm enjoying it. Here's the piece. Look at that. That tipped the scale. We get a great book, 13 gold per turn and 6 gold up front. Now, I'd rather have this gold, and I'll take copies of your luxuries, basically just to deny you of them. There you go. That's actually a pretty good peace deal. Peace in our time. England finally gave up. Well, I will go and settle this land between us now. There's no need not to. I might as well. WOLIN. Another city-state on my side. I'm now going to unlock Nita and get myself the armory, because all of these city-states are going to give my capital so much more benefit. Liang's doing a good job. Amani's doing a good job. Now we can get Pingala in, who I'm gonna put into Deja Vu now. Liang can go somewhere else a little bit more central, like Super Stevo's, not a bad place. Pingala can now go into this city. Beautiful. So there's triple gypsum that I was looking at earlier that I could sell on the open market. So we're gonna go and probably settle on this tile. There's no fresh water here to be seen for miles, but we can aqueduct over to the mountains in the later stages, so that's not too bad. But it's the triple gypsum. It's too good to pass up. It really is. 153 gold per turn with internal trade routes is quite fun though. Lots of dealings and tradings with the AI going on, but it's also Yongle's plus 2 gold per turn for every citizen in a 10 population city. That is beginning to kick in delightfully. And I now have alliances available to me. Now, I'm not crazy into alliances. What I might do is, until I can actually trade with someone and I want to ally to them, we're going to leave this totally open. I'm only going to make alliances deliberately when I want them. The goal being, I want to retain the ability to go for like a golden age war later in the game. I want to do this with minimum grievances possible, and that's one of the good ways of doing it. In the meantime, I believe this is City 7. Nutella Omelette finds itself with a huge mountain range either side. Let's start cutting some of these spaces out. There's a good holy site here. Let's get that in play as soon as possible. Portugal doesn't really like me settling up to them like this, but we're just making sure we have a bunch of cities surrounding where I am. Monarchy time. I'm going to monarchize everywhere. More holy sites. Every holy site that goes down, the more food we have, the more faith we have, it all adds up. In fact, we can even buy a temple immediately in Teddy's Ursa. Oh, look at you. Look at you, you wonderful specimen of a city. How much niter did I get, by the way? Oh, there's some under industrial zone. That's quite fortuitous. Doesn't look like I got a huge amount there. Oh, there's some down there. All right, we'll find more. We'll find more. There's always more if you look through it. If you know where to look, there's always more. And I'm going to cut out this industrial zone, actually. But 2 on the way. Bisheng's been taken. I was kind of hoping that someone like Imhotep might be obtainable, especially because I am going for harbors to build mausoleum and stuff like that. But this is turn 100, by the way. Rate my turn 100. We are on 41 pop, 7 cities, 53 science, 48 culture, 88 faith, 145 gold. It's not bad. It's not bad. It could be better. I still haven't got the momentum properly on a Yongle game. Still, we'll keep pressing. We'll keep doing this. I'm enjoying myself, if nothing else. It's a lot of fun. I've even got whales on this map. How have I managed that? I don't know. But if I can sell them, I will. Sell it all. Oh, no. 5 gold per turn is not enough. I'm keeping that luxury. 12 gold per turn minimum is where I sell stuff. First industrial zone built. That's in my capital, just pushing the production up 56 production now. Lovely. Now, sorted Dutch. We're going to put the aqueduct onto that tile because it's the only one that can take it. But one of the good things about having such a strong holy site strategy, well, it is the fact that we don't really need housing. We can kind of get away with it because Feed the World will kick in and everything will just make sense perfectly after that point. Feed the world. It just makes sense. That should be the tagline for it. I'm not saying I'm hooked and addicted now, but I can't help but spot places on the map that Golden Gate could in theory be built. Yeah, I might have a problem now. We'll see what we can do in the late game. There may be a possibility of an amazing Golden Gate play. Jono's got some amazing marshes, some olives. Most importantly, something to chop out for a bit of holy site rushing. It's changed now to the monarchy government. And Republican legacy is actually doing us quite well, so we'll keep that in potentially, although we need the settler card. I will take scripture out for now and put settlers in. Limes is always fun. Equestrian orders because we're selling all of that stuff. It's an armory in my capital, which is 3 production, a boost to gunpowder, but now also another 2 production with Ngazagamu. Yes, you just are retaining your ability to 3-turn settlers. If we just keep building infrastructure quickly, there's always a way. There's always a way. And I think I might start building some great wall around the edges of my land as well. Although this is a bit of an awkward place for it. We'll save it for when we need the era score. It won't take long before we need that. In fact, every time I get an not an industrial city-state, a military city-state, 2-3. I get 4 production in my capital because, of course, the consulate is in here as well. So we're going to really keep pressing these settlers with all of the bonuses I can. My 10th city. Civilized has got a very similar task in the sense that we want to be getting an aqueduct up, but there is a good holy site as well for 105 gold. No, I'd rather take the +1. I honestly don't mind having a slightly lower adjacency of the holy sites. It's really not a big deal. The more important thing is that we just get this city up and running quickly, but sort of Dutch and civilized are now my gateway defenses holding off England. I could, in theory, put another city down here to claim all of this cotton. 1, 2, 3, and a niter. You know what? That's actually a pretty good play. Let's go claim this as well. Sorry, England. We're going to bully you out of all this middle land. I wouldn't have done this if you weren't so aggressive to me. Actually, I can't back that statement up. I might have done it anyway. I really am not aware half the time of what I would and wouldn't do. Ethiopia. Another person with 100 science. It's not me. I don't have 100 science, but Phoenicia's in the lead. I'm only 8 behind. Okay, I feel slightly better about that. I won't lie. I'm just trying to hit every boost I can. Classical era wonder. I'll still a couple of those dotted around. Mainly things like Colossus, Mausoleum. We can pick up Imhotep. That would be a pretty nice one to grab. But in the meantime, just more builders, more infrastructure, more wonderful, wonderful land in my nation. The yields, the trade routes, everything is about to start popping off quite drastically, especially when I start forward settling England. I don't know where I'm going to go after this. I think I might settle into the tundra between the city-states, or I continue into this rainforest, which is pretty good. It's very choppable. There's something I like in this game. It's something that's choppable. You just want all the land. Like, all of it we can grab. We want the AI to build up their land as much as possible as well. So if if we do steal it later into the game, it's as good as possible. It's going to be as good as it will ever get. As my empire grows, 10 wonderful cities, I'm now going to start to really focus on making sure the cities I've got, they develop the holy sites, they develop the trade routes, but then we start to look at getting to 10 population in each city. We need to grow this empire into something magnificent. All the food, all the housing, all of the growth, it needs to happen. It's going to be wonderful. And we're continuing to explore because there's a lot of the map I can go and settle on here. It's still a huge amount of space. And, you know, if we run out of space, maybe we can push through England. I just want to try and stay diplomatically friendly with everyone. No alliances per se, but it doesn't hurt if people just think I'm really chill. They don't need to know the truth, you know? They don't need to understand how brutal I really am. It's fine. It's all fine. These internal trade routes, I will admit, they are quite fun. 6 food, 5 production. I'm starting to build Kilwan now and Poppy Dude. It's going to take a little bit of time, but maybe, just maybe, if James of St. George is taken, we can swoop in and do something fun. I think it makes sense, you know, to rush industrialization now. Factories are going to be amazing. We do have a couple of industrial zones very centrally in my empire. Why don't we just enjoy them? You know, why not? Why not just enjoy them? For later into the game, we will go Grandmaster's Chapel, and I'm going to spend 7 tons just pulling that in now. Settlers are good. I like the settlers, but we'll treat ourselves just a bit to more governors because Pingala can get upgraded. That means we've got a lot of stuff coming in. Just selling my resources from time to time just to pick up a nice amount of stuff so we can come in and then just say, hey, here's a workshop, and all will be fine. The strength of my empire is this industry number. 184 production is very good. Even if everything else is taking a little bit of time just to get itself going. This aspect of everything is lovely. There's the sprawling empire. I didn't think it was far off. Dodo and Brief, can you pick up this night? I think that's going to be quite important, as well as all of these extra luxuries. I'll pop the religion in quickly so that the AI can't remove it. Fact, double niter source. Effectively, we can sell it. That's the main reason we want all of this stuff in. We can sell it all, yes. That is not 1, but 2 lighthouses that are now going to be finished. Oh, and England's denounced me again. Dear, oh dear. It's not good because I could easily gobble a couple of your cities with all of these grievances you're throwing against me. And I'm very tempted. So with the trade routes, we can give some food to the rest of my empire, but I'm going to pop both of these cities onto Lijia just for a few turns to pop up to 10 population. That'll boost my science and my culture even higher because everyone else is now above 100 science. I have industry, I have cities. We don't necessarily have all of the culture and science at the moment, but that will come. We are playing Yongle. It can only hide itself from us for so long. So here's Byzantium. We can see our borders are being defined here. England on the left, Japan below me, Byzantium to the bottom right, and Portugal to the right. Our land could expand to the north pretty well. That's where we're going. Maybe we can go round England or round Portugal, but we are starting to not run out of space, be pushed in. I'm really interested just to see how much we can naturally grow our borders here. Should be quite a lot of fun. There we go. These cities are growing nicely now. Very nicely indeed. The Theodore has reared his head. Theodore would be useful, but I do want Mausoleum as well. Mausoleum, I believe, is still an option. So maybe if we can build up the 2,000 gold and also the 1,300 faith, we could get both engineers at this point. I like that as an idea. In fact, my deja vu, can you just pop an industrial zone logistic for me? Just 1 project should be plenty. Sweden, a new person with 2 more luxuries. Oh, it's genuinely quite good to see you. They're cheap as well. Lovely. 15 population capital. Yongle's powers grow and grow and grow. And look at these 2 amazing little trade routes. Cutting new roads from the edges of my empires. There's medieval fairs boosted and completed. So close to humanism now. Why do we not have guilds? I'm amazed we haven't got guilds. Hang on, we've got that market. We've got to wait on Teddy's Ursa. Oh, I knew there was a reason. I knew there was a reason we hadn't got guilds. Right, we can get that and boost it naturally. Let's put a couple of turns into naval tradition. Anything that gives me an envoy is genuinely really useful. And here we go. Connoisseur. Watch, my culture goes up even more. Now up to 78. Starting to get there, you know. We're starting to get those yields. It's taken some time, but we'll get there. Oh, Kilwa was built. Okay, I was actually trying to build that. There's a lot of wonders that are just disappearing in this game. Maybe we will at some point have to expand and claim them for our own. Oh, well. You can't have everything, can you? As much as we try, you can't have everything. We're almost ready to grab up a Theodore, though. Maybe some of these wonders we can pick up. Maybe, we'll see. Shouldn't be spending my gold, but there is the market. That gives me guilds instantaneously. Instead of limes, there is craftsmen. Okay, now we can go for humanism and invention, because we do want as many engineers as we can get in this game. Give yourself Lijia, Teddy Zersa, Super Stevo, Shishton. You're all racing to 10 population. You're all going to get there. Actually, Poppy Dude may even beat you there. Look at all this food. Bengala, grants. Now I get 2 more engineering points per turn. 2 more envoys. We're going to continue what we were doing. Preslav and WOLIN now give another, between them, 8 production towards settlers. Oh, this is so good. If only we had Kilwa. Kilwa would have really been the icing on the cake here. I'm going to use my faith to buy a Theodore and then my gold to buy Imhotep. Right, now we can put our economy back into settlers and builders and all the useful stuff, but we have access to everyone now. I'm sorry, the settlers card is quite handy. We're going to go into Gothic architecture briefly here. Sorry, Capital, I know you're adding a turn to your settlers, but I really would like to get mausoleum in one of my cities. None of these cities are going to have a particularly good harbor, I'll warn you now. So the mausoleum itself is, well, it's not really going to add a huge amount, but the engineering charge, that's what we're looking for here. Bengala already has researcher. Just watch my science now. We're up to 96. Big acceleration. Oh, my recruitment of great people is becoming a problem. How about I don't care? Gran Colombia. More luxuries for me as well. Honored to meet you. Exchanging information on capitals. You are directly south of Japan. You're actually closer to being a neighbor than I thought. Let us pray in units cheaper. Oh, and actually just produce them cheaper and double engineers. That's what I hear is a lot of fun. Yes, no generals. Okay, keeps them nice and cheap. There's a lot of AI going for generals, you know. Generally, you could say that was worrying. 9 pop, 9 pop, 9 pop, 9 pop. We're on the absolute verge of greatness here. We're on the edge of it. Hold him there, Empire. We have the Wonder card in. We do. Bam. Mausoleum for 3. Ignore the science, faith, and culture. We're not going to get anything for that. It's the engineers having an additional charge. Excellent stuff. Da Vinci is a huge example of that being really good. Colossus is still an option, you know. So, Poppy Dude, a little better late than never. I'm going to make you get a harbor. There is a +3 harbor there, but there's only 1 wonder I can build next to it. I'm thinking the long term, I might not more, but then I'm going to have more cities eventually, aren't I? Yeah, we're going to have a lot more cities. Okay, we'll go for the better harbor. Nice +3. Get that finished, and we'll get Colossus built very soon. My 12th city, which will provide the pass to the northern frozen lands. Ekaber will hold the pass. You must. You have to. Is it a +4 holy site? I think it is, actually. Lovely. Another military city-state. You know, I didn't think we had enough in this game. I really didn't. Teddy Zersa, 10 population. And yep, we just jumped from 111 to 134 science because Shishton and Poppy Dude are now population 10 as well. Excellent. Marvelous news. It's just the news we want to see. There's a lot of industrial zones now being built. We're after this production number. I want it to be as high as fathomably possible. Even better if it can be unfathomably possible as well. That's the ultimate aim. More settlers. We've got 1 heading down to the south. We'll send another one up now to the north. Just need a trader to send a route in the other direction from Ekaber just to make sure that we can walk through this mountain pass in good time. I don't want to get stuck here. Getting stuck here is a problem. Okay, I have 2 more ideas from me crazy mind of Ursa. First of all, Imhotep is now going to be moving over to Poppy Dude because I have been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it long and hard, and I cannot resist Petra alongside Colossus in this city. I think both are going to be really fun. We have a bunch of desert hills. Might as well take advantage of it. I'm also building a dam in Deja Vu. The settler in I'm sure it will be fine is good. I like it, but we are going to be putting a campus in quickly because I might as well start building up some science in my cities. In fact, I'll also get one over here as well. We don't have any campuses whatsoever, and we're already on 136 science per turn. This build is going to be ridiculous. My faith is now also going into builders again, and the builders are being specifically diverted to cities that haven't finished their holy sites. We're going to prioritize getting those up and running because until the holy sites are finished, the cities are not useless, but definitely handicapped in terms of their growth. So we're going to just be focusing on that now. And Isidor's going to just kick it for a bit until I decide what other wonders I want. Hagia Sophia is a good shout. University of sand core would have been really good in my capital had I actually had any desert here. Never mind Casa, I've blocked myself out of because yet again I am a fool. Maybe we'll go for Chichen Itza down in the city. I don't know, we'll see, but we're going to keep Isildur for now. It can always be used on more comprehensively awesome wonders later into the game. I like the idea of rushing campuses because we already have 2 scientific city-states with envoys in, and there are 4 total on the map. So universities and libraries can be built very, very powerfully. If a library is offering 4 extra science and a university 8 extra science, you want to be building them. There is not a lot of reason to not be building those. Remember to make sure that Gothic architecture is in your government before building Petra. That's why Imhotep will just instantly build the thing, and look at these amazing tiles all of a sudden. Oh yes, beautiful. I've also got a golden age now, yay! Barrier Reef, Chinguetti, brilliant city-state that one. I'd like to claim that for a lot of extra faith per turn. Very useful resource for me. So Amani, go over to this city-state. I'm going to claim that as a priority. Super Stevo has now joined the elite ranks of the 10 population cities, and I have humanism as well, which means I can put invention into my government. I currently have 2 workshops, so that would be 8 engineering points. That would take me from 6 to 14. Big boost, very big boost. Got 2 more industrial zones being worked down in the south as well. We'll get rid of Gothic architecture briefly. Invention, in you go. Republican legacy, very, very helpful at the moment, given the fact that we are on +3 immunities, and pretty much every single one of my cities is actually tipping me over quite nicely. Charismatic leader in for Diplomatic League for a bit. Let's go up to about 14 envoy points per turn. Grind those envoys out as fast as humanly possible. I do want another alliance, but I'm not really looking for an alliance with England, Japan, Byzantium, or Portugal, purely because of the fact that I could expand into those lands later. Ottomans is ages away, and they have a city called Bursa, which makes me very happy. So let's see if they're willing to pay for an alliance of some kind. I mean, I could get a military alliance. They've met most people and they're willing to be at war, so let's utilize those. Get the boost to diplomatic service, and we've now got somebody we can get extra combat strength with if they go to war with me. Amazing. Capital has finished its campus, and I mean, already we're on +4 science for a library, which I'll just buy in immediately because I want to be using my production on settlers, and we've got another +4 on universities for now with an astronomy boost. That will get better the more city-states we grab into our lands. Oh, big forest fire going on down here, and this is a rainforest fire just where I was about to settle. I might just have to wait a second before settling. That's pretty terrifying. Oh lord. Now we're starting to pick up holy sites with shrines. Feed the world is so important. Civilized, Dodo, and Brief, Sorted Dutch. None of these cities have natural housing. They will soon with aqueducts and Feed the World, but I just need to help them on the way. That's a +3. No, it's a +4 adjacency campus, which is looking mighty. Let's get the dam finished in Deja Vu for a bit more housing and happiness, and adjacency on this industrial zone to pump it into something lovely. Another library. Pinkala makes these. Very nice. 177 science. Oh, we're getting up quickly now. Let's get Colossus in. I haven't got the wonder building card, but the production in this city is so good, I don't mind just finishing off that next turn. He says really, really hoping that doesn't then come around to bite me next turn, which it might do. Yeah, that fire is spreading. Everyone hide in the marsh for a second. I don't trust that to not burn down the tile I was trying to settle. I do like these metrics at the top. Seeing the production's fun, seeing the food's fun, but also seeing the population growth is really interesting. I'm gaining 2 population on average every turn at the moment. I really like that. You're kidding me. Did I just lose Colossus? Oh my lord, I didn't have the card in. If I'd rushed it with the card, I would have got Colossus. That's hilarious. Oh, what a numpty. Where? I don't even know where that got built. That is, I'm leaving this in. I'm not even gonna change that. That is a lesson to everyone watching this video. Don't do what I did. Don't be greedy. Just claim the wonder. Actually, hang on. Am I looking at this wrong? Oh, this is woods. Oh, I thought this was a rainforest tile. It's not. It's safe. Fire does not cross from woods to rainforest. It's just a thing. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. So we're fine. We're fine for now. Oh, the Chancery. 3 more influence points per turn. That's something I really, really want. Save up our gold for that as we make more settlers, and we are genuinely starting to run out of settling space now. There's some locations. We're sending a settler up there. Oh, this is a bit of a bottleneck for us now. You know what would have been really helpful? A trade route from Colossus. I can't believe that. That is such a joke. Let's go and settle over here. Before we're settling England as much as we can. I want to steal some cities with loyalty later. Oh, yeah, I know you've got all this spare production now, but I could have used something useful earlier, honestly. Holy sites for everyone. Chop them all out. What could go wrong? What is a drought? I've never heard of it. The Renaissance era. As we finish mass production and then into industrialization with a little bit of extra zing. We were in monumentality. Let's have a look at the continent split, and you'll see that all of this is actually another continent. So if I keep on settling up here, we could go for 4 population cities. Connors wouldn't be a bad idea. But monumentality is letting us, of course, buy builders, which is very handy. We have no international trade routes, so I don't think that's very useful. What would I spend my faith on otherwise? I guess I could use it to pray in units because, and here's the theory, Ngazagamu is in the game, so I could convert my faith into an army and then go and take over somewhere like England. That would give me way more space. I just need a source of builders. Super Stevo is pretty much almost now at the point. I could be using my production in the city to just spam builders out, but it's not really a huge amount. I think for me it's better to go monumentality this time, but it was very, very tempting. If I didn't have less of a use for my faith, I think I would have probably spread that around a bit more, but I think I'm happy with that one. Because look, I can just keep praying in these builders. Very handy. And actually pray in the traders as well for better movement. 7 food, 5 production. Here are the internal routes we've been talking about. Ignore all of the flames. All you have to do, Unimatrix 0, is again get the lovely holy site. I reckon we can chop this out. Admittedly, that's probably going to burn down next turn, so maybe that's not a good place to build. This is my tile. That's my tile. Off you go. Make me proud. You know what to do. You know what to do. Mali. Still meeting people. Honored to meet you. Yes, love to sample your hospitality. Unimatrix 0 managed to offend Japan, Byzantium, and Portugal, who all deemed that to be an aggressive forward settle. I'm proud of that one. That's good. That's very good. Bologna will give me more great people points, and Mittler will help to boost the universities just a touch, which means they're now worth, it says 6 science, it's actually 8. 200 science per turn on turn 130. We are the first person to hit 200, I believe. Oh, that's good timing. That's good timing. Brussels. More city-states. We're still meeting them. My first production city-state. Production city-states have been pretty hard to find so far on this map, which is rather crazy. Another workshop. Remember, every workshop gives me a ton of engineering points. As the populations of my cities grow and the AI around me fail to hit the golden ages, you can see Manchester and Takamatsu are now starting to fall away with loyalty. This is how we begin to eat at the empires around me, and as you can see, we've just discovered coal. There is some under an aqueduct. Amazing. Let's have a look and see how much coal is around me. That I can obtain. That I can obtain. This one I've got. This one I'm about to obtain. Lots. Oh, there's plenty of coal if I want it. Good. I've had a few games recently where coal just hasn't been a thing, and it's been very annoying, but I'm glad we found some. We will immediately buy in a factory in my capital. The chancery is good, but the factory will be done first, and then we'll get the coal power plant imminently. And with mercantilism, now we can head up to the fun stuff. Civil engineering would help me get more farms, which would help with the food and the housing, but I think we're going to go for natural history first. The usual rush to get a little bit of happiness in my nation. Do I rush flight? Do I go for other stuff? And we'll go for other stuff first. We go printing, castles, banking, gunpowder, all very quick pickups, and then we'll look from there. Geneva, another scientific city-state, and a good one if I'm at peace. That's a priority. I mean, every city-state is a priority, to be absolutely honest with you, but we'll do what we can to get every single one. In the Frozen North, the first settlement on Nimble's gonna start with what I believe is an amazing +4 holy site. Yeah, let's go for that. We'll start to chop that one out as soon as possible. I'm gonna treat myself to a great merchant because this one gives me 2 envoys. Trade routes to my own cities. Gain gold. Oh, nice. That would have been a really good one, but I like the 2 envoys. The 2 envoys are pretty nice. I start to make a Great Wall at some point. I probably should at some point, but there's no rush on that. Great Wall will always be useful, and I'd like to put it on the edge of my empire. I'm going to settle on top of the coal. Yeah, you better believe I am. Salty Tech, exactly the same as other cities that have come before you. Start with the holy site, then go for the trade route, then go for the industry. I don't need to worry about getting large amounts of science and culture and gold, particularly because it all comes with Yongle's ability, and Yongle's ability is just lovely. Okay, now that is actually a pretty decent surprise. Japan has declared war on me, and by doing so have generated an absolute ton of grievances. That is actually amazing for me. I honestly didn't expect that. Now, it may look like I'm unprepared with cities with 22 defense strength, and only a few of these cities have walls, but don't worry. I think we should be able to pray in an army pretty quickly. We've got a decent faith per turn. Cities have already got crossbow strength, but we could get crouching tiger strength, I'm thinking, in order to defend ourselves just a little bit better. Anyway, let's do some trading quickly, because just behind the scenes, one thing I did want to do just for my industry is to get a coal power plant, which will massively boost all of the cities around my capital. Now we'll focus on getting walls up. I'll move some of my defensive troops over. I do have a few of them just scattered around quite nicely. So this is the sort of faith purchasing I was talking about. 280 faith. Crouching tiger, that just pushes my ranged combat strength in my cities to 50, gives me just a little bit more combat power in my cities. It's just the beginning of an army. Don't worry, I've got lots of army that can be summoned here. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Capo Yobby Vireni, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Radiatore, Technology Poet, Poppy Dude, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Teddy Zursa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bukaluke 79, Bob Loblaw, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Deja Fu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Minnow, Sorta Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Dan Jamo, Buster Blader, Bob Tway, Toddler, Abstract Fun, Slither Alley. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!